Hello, and welcome to the Nottingham Buddhist Center. My name is Rachel. I'm going to be leading the meditation today. So if you've been to the center before, you'll know that we alternate between two different kinds of meditation. And one week we teach the mindfulness of breathing, and the next week we do the metta bhavana, which just means the cultivation of loving kindness. And today we're going to be doing the mindfulness of breathing. So welcome if you're just joining us. So I was just saying that we're going to be doing the mindfulness of breathing today. And what I'll do is I'll lead us through the whole meditation in case you're new to it or just want to be led through again. And I'll describe it a bit at the beginning before we get started, so you have an idea of what we'll be doing as well. Yeah, and just to start with, obviously I am streaming from my house, so I'm not at the Buddhist Center. So I do this on Tuesdays. Other people, hi Sylvia, nice to see you there. It's nice to know who's watching. Yeah. So other days they do stream from the center itself. So please come back and see them as well. Yeah. So today we'll do the mindfulness of breathing. This is a great practice for grounding in these days of kind of uncertainty. It's a good practice for us to be doing, I think. There will be time at the end for questions if you do have any questions at all that come up during the meditation. So just to say a few things about the mindfulness of breathing. This is a practice that, it's a fundamental practice in Buddhism and profound practice. So what we'll be doing is bringing our attention to our breath and just continuing to bring our attention back to the breath again and again. So the breath is a really interesting focus of meditation because it's always with us. It's fundamental to life, and it's something that's always changing as well. So it's a great thing for us to keep coming back to. So let me take you through the stages, and then we'll go and get started with the practice. I'm just pushing my hair behind. This hair is getting a bit longer these days. Okay, so the first stage of the mindfulness of breathing is where we'll count after the out-breath. So what we do is we breathe in, we breathe out, we count 1. We breathe in and out and count 2. And we continue to do that up until 10. And then we start again at 1. So if you've just joined us, I'm just going through the stages of the mindfulness of breathing that we'll be doing today. So we count up until 10 and we start again. That's counting after the out-breath. And the reason we do this counting, is really just to kind of help to bring our minds back, as the mind can be quite distracted. It can look for something to kind of think about. And so by counting the breath, it gives us something to kind of focus on. So that's the first stage, counting after the out-breath. In the second stage, we'll continue to count, but now we'll be counting before the in-breath. So we count 1, breathe in, breathe out. Count 2, breathe in, breathe out. And we'll do that up until 10 and begin again. So that's the second stage. In the third stage, what we'll do, and don't worry if you don't remember all this, because I will step us through it when we actually start meditating, so don't worry. In the third stage, we let go of the counting altogether. So we just keep our attention on the breath, and we keep coming back to the breath, more likely. But we drop the counting, just let go of that counting. And then in the fourth stage, what we'll be doing is we will be having part of our attention, keeping our attention on the breath as a whole, and also bringing some attention to the point where the breath first enters and last leaves the body. So this it'll be different for different people and with different breaths, but often sometimes somewhere around the front of the nostrils, the upper lip, something like that. So brilliant. Okay, so that will be the fourth stage, and those are the 4 stages of the mindfulness of breathing. I'm just going to grab my blanket, excuse me, to show you a bit about posture in meditation. And what we're trying to do basically in meditation is we're trying to stay comfortable and alert. So that's the aim, and whatever helps you to do that. It might take a bit of experimentation to see what works best for you. But I'll just show you a couple of things that are often helpful for people. So I'm going to tie this around my waist. It could be a towel or a small blanket. And what I do is I just put one side across quite tightly, and then I bring the next side and tuck it in there like that. And what that does is it gives me a little place to rest my hands. So I'm just resting my hands in that bit of the blanket while I meditate. And what that does is allows my shoulders to come back, to just rest back in a more comfortable position, and lets the weight of the arms have somewhere to go while we're meditating. Yeah. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing is when I'm meditating in a chair, what I do is I sit a little bit forward in the chair, so I'm not using the back of it. So the reason for that, it just allows my spine to rise up naturally from the bottom of the chair, and it helps me to be a bit more alert when meditating. So that's another tip that can help. Other than that, I just sit with my feet flat on the floor. Yeah, my hands in that comfortable position in my lap. That's it really for posture. So I think what I'll do is go ahead and get us started with meditating. I'll lead us through everything as we go. So don't worry if you missed the very beginning, or if you don't remember what the stages were. I'm going to step us through. And I'll also start us with a bit of a body scan before we go into the mindfulness of breathing proper. So just getting yourself comfortable in your chair. Yeah. Just letting your body settle into this space and this time. And letting your eyes close if you're comfortable with that. Yeah, what we're going to start with is just getting a sense of your body in the chair. So you can start with just feeling your weight settling down into the seat beneath you. So noticing the points of contact between your body and the chair and the floor beneath you. And just noticing those feelings of pressure and the way the chair supports you without you having to do anything at all. And now let's start by bringing attention to our feet. So just noticing your feet on the floor. What sensations do you notice in the feet? The tops, the bottoms, the ankles, all around your toes. Just looking for sensations in the feet. As we go through the body, always noticing these sensations without judgment. There will be pleasant and unpleasant and neutral sensations, and just as much as you can, just allowing them all to be there, just noticing them. So coming up now to the lower legs, the knees, the calves, and the shins. Again, just noticing what sensations are there. Maybe temperature, feel of the clothes against your skin. maybe any tension or relaxation in the lower legs. And coming up to your upper legs, so your thighs and your quad muscles, your hamstrings. And again, just looking for sensations there without judgment. And now coming up to your pelvis, your lower belly, your lower back, your sitting bones in the chair. This whole area that sort of anchors you. Probably most of your weight is coming through this area. And again, just looking for what sensations are here gently. And now coming up to sort of the middle of your belly, the middle of your back. Just softening into this area, letting your belly soften, noticing any sensations in this area, relaxing around them, letting them be there. And then coming up to your upper body, so your chest and your upper back, your shoulders. And this can be an area where we can hold quite a bit of tension. So just checking in, noticing if there is any tension there, and whatever other sensations you notice. Just letting any tension drop away. And now bringing attention to your shoulders and your arms, your hands. And just letting your arms hang from your shoulder sockets. Just let them completely go. And just looking for sensations in the arms and hands. And now we'll come up to the neck and the jaw, the face, the scalp. Just letting the area around your eyes soften, the muscles around your mouth, your cheeks, your forehead. And just letting your tongue drop to the bottom of your mouth. Just letting that whole area soften. And now bring some attention to your body as a whole. So from the bottoms of your feet to the top of your head. And even a little bit of space all around your body. See if you can just tune into all those sensations. What's there? And we'll begin the mindfulness of breathing. So just to begin in the first stage, and we're going to bring our attention to the breath. Just a gentle awareness of the breath. And in this first stage, we're going to count after the out breath. So we'll breathe in, breathe out, count 1. Breathe in and out, count 2. And so on up until 10. And then we begin again. And again, our attention on the breath is a very soft, gentle awareness. Not trying to change the breath in any way. We're not trying to make it be deeper or longer. We're just curious about the breath, looking to see how it is. And when you find your mind wandering, perhaps away from the breath, that's completely fine and to be expected. When that happens, all we do is simply come back to the breath. The in-breath, the out-breath, and counting 1 after the out-breath, then 2. And if you lose count, you can always begin again at 1. Really getting interested in the sensations of the breath. So when we're bringing our attention to the breath, it is those actual sensations that we attend to. As much as we can, we're not thinking about the breath. We're not sort of imagining an image of the breath going in and out. We're actually bringing our attention to the sensations that are just happening as we breathe. And just noticing where all in the body you can feel the breath. Can you notice it in the sides of your body, in the back of your body? Now, in the second stage of the practice, we count before the in breath. So we count 1, breathe in, breathe out. Count 2, breathe in, breathe out. Do that up until 10 and begin again. And again, bring that very gentle awareness to the breath, curious, open awareness. Letting the breath be as it is without trying to change it. And counting before the in breath. Remembering as well that the practice is simply to keep coming back to the breath. When your mind has wandered, and get distracted with giving yourself a hard time about that, just simply come back to the breath. Maybe just checking in with your shoulders. And letting them drop, relax if they need to. Maybe as you notice the breathing in your body, you may notice other emotions, feelings, sensations, thoughts working their way through. As much as you can, just allowing them all to be there. And just gently coming back to the breath again and again. Now, in the third stage of the practice, you let go of the counting. So, just continuing to let your attention rest on your breath and letting the counting go. And if you have any areas of tension or discomfort in the body or pain, may you just gently allowing the breath into those areas, inviting the breath in. As much as you can, accepting and welcoming those parts. Being curious about them as much as you can. Again, we're in the third stage, just gently aware of the breath in the body without counting. Aware of thoughts and feelings in the body and the mind. And just letting them be there, coming back to the breath and back to the breath. Now, in the last stage of the practice, I'm going to bring our attention to the point where the breath first enters and last leaves the body. So with each breath, we're trying to find that point again. And again, it's with that gentle curiosity that we're looking for, where is that? Where does the breath first touch the body? Where does it last leave the body? And maintaining some of your awareness still in the breath as a whole. So not losing touch with all those sensations of breath, but just bringing particular attention, curiosity to that first and last point. And just letting your whole body and mind rest in this awareness. Keeping your awareness of the breath and the body kindly. So a warm, gentle awareness. We'll begin in a moment to bring the meditation to a close. Maybe just beginning that process by just becoming aware of the sounds in the room that you're in. Any light coming through your eyelids. Maybe wiggling your fingers and toes a little bit. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So thank you for being here today. Just want to say a couple words about the Nottingham Buddhist Center. And so it's a place that's meant a lot to me over the last few years, and a place where we're hoping we can continue to provide support to people through these times, and and continue to connect people to the Dharma, which we believe can be just so helpful in difficult times as well as good times. Anyway, so that's what we're hoping to continue to do. We are currently, without the doors being open to the center, that means that there are £1,500 a month that aren't coming in, because we normally get that much sort of through the Dana Bowl, through classes. So we are trying to do as much as we can online. We do want us to continue to be here for people. So if you're able to give a financial contribution today, that would be wonderful, and it would help us to keep doing that. We have, there's a link in the description today to this meditation. It'll take you to our donation page. One-off gifts, regular gifts. Regular gifts in particular would be a huge help for us, because then we sort of know what's coming in. And also, obviously, if you can't give right now, that is, please just keep coming along. I guess we usually say coming along. Please keep tuning in to the things that we're offering, because we want them to be available for everybody. So if you're not able to do that, contribute financially at the minute, please don't let that stand in the way of coming along. But thank you again for being here today. And any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. Hi, Mandy. It's lovely to see you. People say hi, so I know who's there. And any other questions that come up later, or anything, comments that you want to make, things that you'd like to see from the Buddhist Center these days, please do let us know. We're really interested to hear what would help people these days. So please email us, in that case, at info@nottinghambuddhistcenter.org. Brilliant. Thanks again. Take care, everybody. Stay well.